All right.
Dude, you got to keep the song going. What the hell?
No, 30
You didn't
seconds
even
is
get to
good
the good
enough.
part.
30 seconds.
I missed it.
Man.
I missed the dub, but that's a pretty dope intro.
That is the fucking.
like
That
the
is such a
back
great
and forth.
song.
So Adam and I were just yelling. He was just yelling at me backstage about Third Man Records, but I was trying to agree with him about how their quality kind of sucks. It's hit or miss, but the titles are usually good.
Definitely.
One time I emailed them. I got a really bad one of the Vault series, one of the White Stripes Live. They sent me like a 3-piecer, and 2 of them are warped so bad. So I like email them and send them pictures, and the rep responds to me, and they're like, "We'll replace it, but you need to understand that Warped Records is part of the vinyl experience or vinyl industry."
What?
And I was like, "Yeah, that's." I'm like, "Not for $60 a quarter. It's not." Sorry,
Dude, that's insane.
Did you take a screenshot and then put it on Instagram and tag Third Man? Like tag that. Like
No, I wasn't at that point because I had my personal Instagram, not my public one. But I did send the screenshot to Arnaldo, and it put him in a frenzy for 2 months. So.
Oh my gosh. Good evening, Jeff. Look at this better looking Joel here.
I've found that Third Man is very much dig the titles, but like the quality across the board has bothered me for sure.
Yeah, it's strange. And like I was saying before, it's like I give Jack credit for like staying in the vinyl game and like kind of being there when no one really was, but you think he would have the primo quality shoe.
But let me push back on that though, Chris, because obviously I think Third Man's the best and has premium everything. I'm kidding. I don't know a single Third Man. But my thought is like Jack White and his passion for like vinyl and being in the vinyl game and all those different things, that Groove Seeker is not the intended demographic for who he's selling records for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the other people are just what percentage of people who have bought a record in the last year are able to tell the sound difference between a Third Man release versus anything else? You know what I mean?
I think it's a really good point. Like we get caught up in this thing because we're like so obsessed with records and stuff. Like most people, and I'm talking like not necessarily the sound, but like the warping and the QC. Most people are like whatever, like no big deal, you know. But you're right. Like, and Joel and I have really gotten into this a lot in our discussions, especially him owning a store and everything. Is like no one really holds the labels accountable to fix the issues that they might have because it keeps on happening. It's the same plants over and over again.
Yeah, I mean,
what are we saying? The thing about accountability, the whole thing is like it's a pain in the ass for stores to return product. So a lot of them do it, but a lot of them don't, right? And then they'll have like their dings and damages section of the store, right, where they give you a discount.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I had some issues with my new Sturgill Simpson record too, man. That like it felt like a little Third Man-ish as far as like the quality stuff aspect of it. It was like every step was done right until like the very final step.
Did Sturgill Simpson release a new record?
Talking about Johnny Blue Skies?
Oh, Johnny Blue Sky. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. It was Johnny Blue. I wanted to make sure, you know.
Maybe.
Wait, are we live?
Yeah, so the quality issues, I mean, I don't know what the answer is. To me, I mean, I know what I would like to see in a perfect world. But there's no even guarantees if stores return them to the distributor that it fixes anything, right? I feel like if you're a label, you would want to know what the quality control processes are at each pressing plant, and use them exclusively to kind of encourage those that don't have good quality control to get better. But who knows if anybody has a time or desire to actually do any of that. It may not be
I don't
worth
think-
it for them. They may just say, okay, we're going to print like X number of the Johnny Blue Skies, and if some small percentage of them come out bad, like it's just the cost of doing business. I feel like that's kind of the attitude that gets used a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's. I absolutely agree with that. To me, it's like it's really frustrating that like there's so many good steps that lead up to that final step, and like when the final step falls, like I feel like maybe sort of people like us who are listening in the chat and everybody else who's into this is like the people that end up the most frustrated, who kind of really care about it. So it's like they're doing it for vinyl, but like they're just not quite there, and it's I don't know. That's a bummer to me. That's like a big letdown when it's like not quite there, but it really should be.
It makes me think: is it worth still collecting?
So here's
Oh wow.
my thought regarding the quality stuff. I'm of two minds, right? On one hand, you want things to improve, but on the other hand, we have picked a hobby with a medium that is imperfect, right? So you have to. Is there some amount of like warped records and dirty records and whatever that you just kind of have to deal with because you want to listen to music on a medium that's imperfect?
But Kevin Gray.
Holding back the
I mean,
tears.
That's a totally different situation.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Jason, we should introduce our esteemed guest to the VC Social Club tonight, man.
Yes, of course. So Dominator out tonight, and we have Adam the Freight. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
And then we have Alex here, Beer and Vinyl.
From Jason's old home here in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That's right. Good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me. What's the topic?
Long overdue, man.
The topic, Joel, what is the
I
topic?
want to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what I asked.
No. Oh, come on. And some people say I beat a dead horse. Come on, Alex. No.
That's right.
Joel,
So
what is the topic?
Dom chose. I had a really good topic, I feel, but Dom decided he chose the topic of is it still worth collecting records in 2026?
He just dropped the bomb and left.
That's right.
Say that again. Sorry, I was reading chat.
He just dropped the bomb and left you with it.
Yes.
He did. He was not. I think Dom was a little too dark today. He was a little too dark, Dom, and he needed to take a day off. But this is going to be an interesting topic to get into, considering the fact that everyone on this panel, to one degree or another, is a total degenerate when it comes to buying records. So
What?
whether or not it's still worth it collecting, you're all fucking doing it. So like,
You guys have a great week. It was a great show. See you.
Right.
Fuck. I mean, damn, Joel. I mean, I don't even know where to go from there.
Who's the
No,
first
it's kind of-
degenerate to go?
It's just kind of funny. Like I was talking about with some people earlier today about, like the negativity around records, and I don't want to get into records today right now, but like all the negativity, and then those people that are negative about it, they're in line waiting, and they got a bag full of record store day stuff they just got done buying. So it's like there's something in us where we like to like focus on negative things and talk about, whether it's things worth it or like the quality control or whatever. But it's not stopping any of us from buying records. Like we're all still doing it.
Just do more.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like some kind of sadistic circle jerk or something that we're gotten ourselves into.
Holy shit. This took a turn.
Yeah.
Joel
your
is,
your turn.
Joel's taking the negative approach here, literally.
No. I love records. I think it absolutely is worth collecting records. I think it's worth buying them, collecting them, whatever you want to call it. Fuck yeah, it is. And but it's also worth buying CDs, because CDs are back, baby.
Well,
Speaking of CDs, this is probably like my slant, Is it worth collecting records in 2026? Okay. Let me make myself big and then I'll okay. I bought this for $20. Okay.
that's awesome.
It's not showing up. This is horrible. There we go.
I see it.
I know it.
So
I
if
see
you
it.
don't know this, right? This is that Nirvana box set. When was this released, Joel? Come on.
2004.
Like this had so many bonus tracks, like the early stuff plus the DVD, right? And like the DVD had them playing at their I think it was it their aunt's house? Oh my gosh. Like it's a ridiculous show. Like but they still had the power, like the Nirvana that we know, right? They sounded good. $20. Like this was
Steal.
yes. And like all the CDs are near mint. I can't even believe I'm talking it that way. And then are you ready for the kicker, Joel? Are you ready?
Well, I know the kicker was the fact that you're at
The
that
kicker
store.
is that the CD is flat. Okay? Okay, like there's no
Yes.
there's no warp. Okay.
Even I can see there's no warp to be detected.
Man, this is yikes.
The vinyl community is over. We are now the CD community.
It's just-
When that box set came out, that box set was sold out, and they had to
Yes.
print more. It was massive.
I mean, it was expensive at the time too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this was what, like 150, $200?
It was pricey, and that's
CD
going back
boxes
20.
used to be like
20
when they
years.
came out in their heyday, like they were pricey. The boxes.
Well, I remember seeing that. We've talked about it before. That Beach Boys box with the green box with the yellow border. That was like $120 box set when it came out, and then now you can find that pretty inexpensively. So
Doesn't have Carl and the Passions though.
Yeah.
And Jason, you bought that at Veneer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I went after you and I bought this. You left this on the shelf. You didn't pick it up.
What is that? Can you
This is the Cabaret Voltaire CD box set, the Attic tapes.
is
You
it
left
one
this on the
CD?
shelf. No, it's 3. It's like it's a 3 CD box set with a booklet. But he left this on the shelf at Veneer instead of buying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man,
That
I
was
love
a
that place.
mistake.
I love that store when I was down there.
And also, just real quick, I'm going to show these off. Jason told me about this. They had a copy of the Warlock 12-inch from Skinny Puppy, the greatest band that's ever lived.
Mm.
If you disagree in chat, you can go fuck yourself. And then they also had this.
Wow, Joel, that's really including being
we're going.
inclusive.
I'm not being inclusive about
Peace to the
Skinny
vinyl
Puppy.
community.
They also had the Helter Skelter, the first U.S. 12-inch from Meat Beat Manifesto. You also left that at the store, so I appreciate that.
All I know is my wife is watching, and you said meat beat and circle jerks in a matter of 2 minutes. So
I
we're off to a
did.
good start.
Hello to Chris's wife. I also bought this other stack of stuff from Veneer, so I appreciate you leaving all of this behind.
Go ahead, show it. Go ahead.
I got this. This is a compilation from Cold Meat Industry called "The Dimensions of a Coffin." It's like an 8x4. 6x4. It's 6 bands. 6x2. 6 bands doing 2 songs each. They had this DeSalle Isolation 12-inch with a Joy Division cover on it. It's all industrial music. In the Nursery. This will make Stunty happy. In the Nursery Sonority 12-inch. The Revolting Cox Live. I actually got this for somebody else, but it's really good. Revolting Cox Live. Yeah, so that's what I got.
So you're just gonna keep it?
No, I'm going to give it to the guy. Yeah, and Stevie was there. Stevie got a bunch of 7. Oh, I got some 7 inches too, but they're over there. I was listening to them, so I can't show them off. But Innovator had a lot of good stuff, I must say. Every time I go in there, Joel, sorry, just so Joel doesn't think I've gone soft. I have a copy of that album, but someone recently asked me to sell my copy, and I'm not going to. So they had that, and I'm going to sell it to them.
So it wasn't worth collecting those records for yourself.
I already have it. So
Oh, you already have it. So you do collect those records. So you think collecting records is worth it?
I'm 100% collector, because so when Jason told me about this, I went back and forth. Initially, I thought that this was the last Skinny Puppy 12-inch that I didn't have. It's a second to last one. I also don't have a copy of the Chainsaw 12-inch. There's one Chainsaw 12-inch I don't have, but otherwise I have the complete set of Skinny Puppy singles, vinyl singles. And because we all know Skinny Puppy, greatest band. You know, despite what Stunty would have you believe, greatest band right here. So, and this was, I didn't have this, the Helter Skelter. So I'm glad Jason left that behind.
Is Larnell Lewis still drumming for them?
Who?
So that's a horrible joke for any Snarky Puppy fans out there.
Oh, Snarky Puppy. Yeah.
I'll not be back next week. So, guys, yeah.
I like my puppy snarky, not skinny.
That's right.
There's also a band called Fat Dog. I don't know if you ever heard about them. And I wanted to ask them like if that was a play on Skinny Puppy, but it. Yeah. Their heydays are long gone. They're definitely not relevant anymore, as Stunty will tell you. But I still like them.
That's okay, Joel.
I want to get all my snarky comments out of the way early before I can let it go.
Keep them coming.
Anything else, Joe?
You like your comments like you like your puppies.
Well, I collected some other stuff. You guys want to see it? Let me show it to you. So Chance, aka Concert Buddy, if you're still in chat, he did a great interview with what's it called? Records by Mail. Did you guys watch that video?
I did see
yes.
that.
Yep.
I went on his website. I couldn't help myself, and he had some really cool stuff on there, which I decided to buy. They had this. This is the CD long box for the Meat Manifesto Satyricon album. I like long boxes when I can find them. This was a sealed long box with the hype sticker, completely perfect condition. There's no dings in the corner. He said there was a ding in the corner, which I did not see. So completely sealed long box.
Slab it.
I'm not slabbing it. I'm not going to open it up, but I could. He also had this. I showed this earlier. This is D Warsaw Engine, one of the best industrial albums ever made. And it has, I didn't even know they did this. There's like a hype sticker, like almost looks like an Obi strip. And I've never seen it with this little hype sticker on it. So when he had one of these completely sealed with the hype sticker, I had to buy it. So shout out to Records by Mail. They also had a whole bunch of stuff on there that was sold out. That was fantastic. Yeah, Alan, I had to recommend the guy. There was a few things on there that I thought were maybe just a tad bit overpriced, but when they have something, I mean, who still has this? Like, who still has a long box sealed? Like, it's just, you don't see them very often.
Yeah, it seems really great. The whole website seemed great, like an awesome selection. But that is like a little, I don't know if it's just me, but like, does it bother you guys when, like, if something's sold out, why keep it on your website?
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Why do that?
So there's a lot of stores that do that, and I'm not sure quite why, but like, so on my website, there's a setting that I set, like a webhook, that as soon as I sell once quantity goes to 0, it puts it into draft, which takes it away. I agree with that. On one hand, it's kind of cool to see what was sold out, because then I kind of know their vibe and stuff that they did once have.
Yeah.
But it can also be kind of frustrating when it's like, I
find myself all the time.
5 pages.
Yeah. I find myself all the time, like, just clicking it, like, oh, sold out. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. It said sold out, sold out, sold out.
When online stores do that, it makes me want to stop collecting.
I love it. When do you think it'll actually work? What's the over under? How many more times?
I would say like 10:25.
10
We
to
got a long
25?
way
Well,
to
that's the time.
Yeah, that's the time. That's the time.
All right.
So we got a
Get on
long way to go.
DraftKings. Hammer the over. Hammer the over.
Well, the deal with long boxes, I don't collect them all. I just collect them for albums that I really like. And this is just fantastic, dude. You can't get better than this, man.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I had a really good weekend finding amazing stuff. Largely thanks to Jason. I mean, if he didn't tip me off, I wasn't going to go down there. So I do appreciate him keeping me in mind, even though he was probably trying to be a smart ass with the skinny puppy, but I still appreciate it.
You still went
You
there
just
and
didn't-
bought it.
Yeah.
But you were probably joking without realizing that and the thing is, like, they are in perfect condition. Like, literally, it looks like
Well,
whoever had these
so,
never even opened them.
Exactly.
Slab it.
I'm not slapping shit.
Are we? Is this like when you show and tell or something? Like, is that? I don't know the rules to the club, dude.
There are no rules. It's like
There's
showing
no
up for a
rules.
beer with your friends and you're
Yes.
like, oh.
If you got something cool recently, show it, man. What do you
Well, I
got?
don't know if it's cool. Well, because it's kind of VC related. Late last week, I forget, sometime last week, our good friend Michael from Poetry on Plastic was in Columbus, and so I saw that he was doing a gig and messaged him, and I was like, "Yo, if you got time." So we actually met up a couple times, did some record shopping, and we kind of did this thing like you do that super cute thing when you meet up with people like that where you like show a record and they're like, "Ooh, I don't know that one," and you're like, "You should get it, bro," and they're like, "Yeah," and then you have to like they give you one. I don't know, Jason, you probably have like an OG of this because I feel like that's kind of your thing. But Michael's into some pretty out there stuff too. But he put this in my hand. He's like, "I think you'll like this." It's a reissue because I guess originals are like $1 million, but it is Akira Ishikawa. This is and this is the record Uganda. So this is Ugandan rock, not to be confused with all the other types of demographically specific African rock. But Akira Ishikawa was Japanese, moved to Uganda, did this record. So it's like total like psychedelic Japanese jazz fusion, a little bit like out there type stuff. So this is pretty wild and out there, and just wanted to kind of in town and thought it was a cool thing. So it's pretty great. Like it is if you are a fan of that type of stuff. Jazzy, pretty wild out there stuff. More in
Awesome.
kind of psychedelic world and jazz world, but yeah.
What label is it on? Who reissued it?
This was by Mr. Bongo.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to be like, I don't know, it's all in Japanese, but it turns out Mr. Bongo, yeah. I don't know if I have anything else by.
What
by
year's
that.
the original?
Oh, I don't. It was. Yeah, I'm not even sure. This is kind of cool because I had been on the lookout for these records, and I wasn't preparing to spend this much, but it was a promo, so it was cool.
Yeah.
But it's Realization from Eddie Henderson. So amazing. This is very much in sort of Bitches Brew adjacent type world. But Eddie Henderson, trumpet player. But this is really his solo records to this time were pretty much the Herbie Hancock, like Wandishi band. So this has got Buster Williams, this has got Herbie on here, Benny Maupin, all those cats on here. So this is just awesome. I think this was 72 or 73. Pretty out there, great jazz fusion type stuff. And again, cool promo. And why I always kind of laughed was, if you believe it, he was on the Capricorn label, which,
Oh, nice.
throw them on Allman Brothers from Macon, Georgia. So, yeah, those two were kind of a couple cool things hanging out over here.
Very cool.
Is that a Coal Mine Records shirt you're wearing?
It is, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that one up. That seems right up my alley.
Yeah, man.
Who else is on Capricorn besides the Almonds?
The other band that didn't fit at all was Captain Beyond.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They're on Capricorn. I think you got a couple other like Southern, like was like Wet Willie on there maybe. Yeah.
We had
So
a
you were
totally
looking
positive.
you were looking for that record, and you had an amount set in mind, but you saw the promo and you went above your budget on it, or not your budget, but your.
Yeah, I mean, was it worth it? I don't know. I thought it was cool. I did the thing where I did like a quick Discogs check because I was like, well, that feels like a lot, and then I was like, yeah, that's actually a little bit lower than what it was sort of worth. So,
Is that Eddie Henderson an expensive record?
I paid $60 for that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Expensive. Hey, man, it's different.
Yeah,
for everybody,
Absolutely. It's worth it.
But
You
yeah,
can't take it with you when you die. You might as well spend it.
So it's worth collecting then.
I'm enjoying my time with it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We had a totally positive and upbeat comment and chat about your Def Leppard box sets too.
So I know it's the two things that sort of fall completely outside of the typical box set range, but yeah, it kind of sucks because I only have the part 2 or part 3, and the part 1 has gone up in value. And I know it's hilarious. There's probably actually like 2 Def Leppard fans out there, but they're the band I grew up on, man. They're not my favorite band, but they're the band that like means the most to me emotionally, if that makes any sense. Just
You got to get part 1.
What's that?
You got to get part 1 then.
I know, but it's just, because if you can see, it's 2 box sets forming. So yeah.
So would it like fully spell Def Leppard if you had the other one?
Right. So there's a part 4 that's coming out soon, and then the part 1. So just part 1 would go on this side and part 4. But honestly, like I only bought those because none of those records were in print, but then they did the thing where they put out the box set and then they just individually issue everything. So
Never seen that happen before.
Never.
What's your favorite Def Leppard album?
High and Dry.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did you think about Retroactive?
So, that's a great question. I love that question. I've always loved it. It doesn't really fit technically in the catalog because it's a compilation and it's a whole bunch of B-sides or unreleased stuff. But I think there's a ton of great stuff on there, and it's just cool to hear some of the more out there stuff that didn't make sense. So yeah, I do like that record though.
I do too.
We appreciate you, Massey. Thanks for doing that.
Yes.
Since,
Yeah.
group chat's been quiet, stream's quiet. It's good.
Oh, just letting Alex talk. He's talking about Def Leppard.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to hear about Def Leppard, man. That's
How do you
it.
feel about Bon Jovi?
I don't,
How do you feel about hemorrhoids? I mean,
Wait, hold on. You like Def Leppard, but no Bon Jovi?
I know. Yeah, I don't own a single. I had nothing against them.
does Alex remind you of a washed up stripper? Like, what's wrong with you?
What you mean washed up?
Well, hold up here. How much is the Def Leppard Volume 1 box set?
I don't know, a few hundred something. I don't know, man. Why I ask? I'm not trying to defend nothing here.
Oh no, we're not asking you to defend it. I was just curious. You
No,
said
I
it's
have no idea.
expensive.
I haven't looked it up. The only thing that's in that box set that I would care about is there's a handful of extra few LPs of live stuff, demos, unreleased stuff. The actual studio albums themselves, I have more than enough copies of. So,
Jason, tell him why you're asking. Jason has 2 copies of it, and he's looking to move
sure he
one.
does.
Just
sure.
asking for a friend, Alex, right?
Oh, you know what? What a segue! While we're on, we're gonna milk this Leopard for one more time because we're talking about it. I don't collect 45s. I don't collect 12 inches. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But if I just see something that's cool, if there are Def Leppard nerds out there, you'll appreciate this. But I picked this up. This is the 1984 remix 7-inch of Bringing on the Heartbreak, one of the best power ballads of all time. But its B-side is Me and My Wine, which was this B-side that never actually got formally released on any, at least domestic records here, or I don't think in the UK either. So really the only way that you can get Me and My Wine is either on the 7-inch or some kind of comp later. But there's that. And then why not? While I was there, also had this. Too Late for Love. Oh my God, another bad 80s power ballad. We love it. 12-inch here. This is like a UK thing that came out with Foolin'. and High and Dry as the B-side. So a kind of an odd mix of things here. 2 tracks from Pyromania, 1 from High and Dry. But yeah, so yeah, that that's it. Thanks, Nate. That's right. Oh, wait, no.
I really don't have anything against Def Leppard. It was not on my bingo card tonight. This is great.
It's, you know.
You guys know me. Like when I see chat doesn't want to hear about Def Leppard, it just makes me want to talk about him more. You know what I mean?
Whatever, Larry King. What the fuck?
I like Def Leppard though. There's no reason not to like them. But I also like Bon Jovi, and I'm kind of curious why you don't like him.
John
Oh,
Bon.
I don't dislike them, you know. Like I don't own anything by, you know.
I was on stage with John Bon.
Oh my God!
That's a fact.
Wait, this is funny, Jose.
So why don't I like John Bon Jovi? Have you ever bartended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
No,
sense.
but I just like Bon Jovi, man. I don't know.
That's great.
I got fond memories of listening to Bon Jovi back in the day.
Is it because he's from Jersey?
Maybe. I also really like those Young Guns. We were talking about Westerns earlier. And Young Guns falls in that category, and Bon Jovi helped with the soundtrack. So,
Is that
Oh,
what
and-
Wanted Dead or Alive is from?
yeah.
Yeah.
And now someone
Was it
in
what?
chat's talking about Journey. I watched an interview with what's his face, the singer from Journey.
The old one or the more recent one?
What's his name?
Steve Perry?
Yeah, Steve Perry. There you go.
Chris,
Were you
how much
depressed?
do you love
Were you-
tonight's topics?
Say it again.
How much do you love today's topics?
I was doing fine until Joe brought up Journey, and I'm concerned about his well-being. Like, what kind of hole do you have to be in to be watching Journey interviews?
Now they're bringing up Thompson twins. Oh, you know what I did buy? I bought a 7 from Innoveneer. They had a 99-cent 7-inch of Boys Don't Cry doing I Want to Be a Cowboy. And I wasn't initially going to buy it, but then I was like, I told Stevie, let me go put it on. I went to the listening station. I was like, if I dig it, I'll buy it. Because I know the song from the clubs back in the day, but I was like, I remembered it being really cheesy. And it is cheesy, but I put it on. It grooves, man. So I bought it. Thinking about doing an all 80s stream.
See Nate's comment?
I know this.
Nate's going in. People point out there like the other joke I love is from my fellow Joe Dirt fans, which Chris, I know you're a big Joe Dirt fan. Is
100%.
like the only time we loved Kid Rock was when he screamed Def Leppard sucks and Joe Dirt.
That's funny.
You know, most people don't know this, Alex, the panel, like Hysteria. That's a great record.
It
It
is.
is.
And I bought that 2 LP reissue, the one that was like remixed, and it was spread over 2 LPs, right? I believe.
Yeah, because the original was a 63-minute record. Yeah.
Right. So when I did the comparison, So Joe, I think maybe Jeremy and Greg were at my place before I moved out, and we compared either the Guns N' Roses 2 LP or the Def Leppard 2 LP, and I think both of my friends were like, please, can we not listen to the Def Leppard? Can we move on to the Guns N' Roses?
That's when you know it's bad. Yeah.
But I mean, back to you, Alex. I don't think that 2 LP sounded good. Like, it seemed that the 1 LP, whoever mastered that or pressed it, like they got the balance just right. And then that 2 LP version, like the bass was all cranked out. And I was like, this is Def Leppard. This is a guitar band, not a, bass band.
Well, I mean, it might be more convoluted than that, but but on that record though, I think what works for it is, I mean, the whole goal when they went in to do that record, it was Mutt Lange producing it, and
Yes.
he was like, I mean, he's coming off of Pyromania, he's coming off of 404, he's coming off of Highway to Hell, Back in Black, so forth and so on. But these comments are killing me.
I know, this
It's
is
pretty
good.
good. They're really good.
I love it.
So good.
But they wanted to do basically a hard rock thriller, right? Like that was
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So there's so much like kind of call it ear candy, call it 80s excess, whatever. But yeah,
Dude, you just mentioned Back in Black. That's another great album. I was just listening to that the other day.
That's a
yeah.
Fleetwood
We got a
Mac
used
record, right?
we got a used copy in the store, and I put that shit on. Nothing will get you in a good mood like some Back in Black.
That's a Fleetwood Mac record, right?
Yeah, totally. It's Stevie's featured heavily on it.
It's possible. I want to make a comment. It's gonna make me sound like an asshole, maybe, but I've never really seen like original Def Leppards in the wild. And maybe because I'm not paying attention. But like, are the originals hard to get, or
Hysteria is a little bit more difficult to come by? But I mean, that's one of those records where they only sold 20 million of those things, and so it's one of those like it's hard to find, but they also sold a bazillion of them. But hard to find. I mean, it's probably a 50. Not even, maybe somewhere between a $40 and $50 record, depending on where you go. Of course, you go to some places, they're going to think they have like think about those other like hard rock / metal records from '87. It's like people, if they have an original censored cover of Appetite, they think it's like this, ridiculously expensive thing, or like the Whitesnake '87 album. So I'm sure in the right stores, when people love going for that stuff, you can put whatever you want on it, but it's not terribly expensive. And then the three before that one, I see fairly regularly, as much as I guess other types of stuff, but they're not. None of them are that expensive.
Dude, Whitesnake. Dude, you're dropping the fire, man. Love me from Whitesnake. Dude, David Coverdale.
In Whitesnake's defense, like, horrible band name or whatever. But
hold on, I'm not being sarcastic here, man.
Well, what I was going to say was that, like, there is quote unquote like hair metal Whitesnake from '87, and then there's like Whitesnake's like first actual like 6 records that are all just like outstanding like bluesy hard rock stuff. And so like all those were a lot. I mean, they were huge in the UK. And then in North America, we just knew them for like Slide It In and Is This Love and Here I Go Again and all that type of stuff. And so,
the early Whitesnake picked up right where Deep Purple left off.
That's right.
They're so fucking good.
Yeah.
And I legitimately think David Coverdale has a great voice. Like his Deep Purple albums are my favorites. I love them all, but
You're right.
So Alex, if you're out in the wild because you have those Def Leppard box sets, if you saw OGs, would you buy them, or is it like the title's enough for me? Like I'm good.
No, yeah, because so these two, the box sets that I have, there was never an original release, whether because it was the mid or late '90s or even into like the early 2000s. So all of those are quote unquote original.
I understand.
Is this like, and this is an actual question, I'm not like pretending, I actually don't know. Is this a situation where like you would go for like the UK because it would sound better original?
With them, no, not necessarily. I mean, really, for anybody, not necessarily. No, I mean, if I came across, that was a great question, right? If I came across like original UK stuff of theirs, I would probably pick it up just because but I would do that from like the collector, and I love the band, and not from like
right.
I'm not going to do a shootout with Pyromania, like.
Well, Jason is.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that? We can do that sometime.
It's not really my bag, man.
Just asking.
Yeah.
So Alex, do you own multiple pressings of the same title in a lot of cases, or not really?
Rarely, yeah.
And is that like
I see what you're doing, Chris. I see what you're doing.
I'm trying. Is that I have to remember I'm in sales for a living. Is that intentional that you're like, oh, I really love this album, so I'm gonna get multiple pressings, or is it like, oh, this is $5 and it's an original, so I'm gonna get it, because I like, is there any kind of criteria?
I'm sure somewhere there is, right? Like I have like the whole formula when it comes to whether or not I want to buy a reissue of something, right? Like it's a lot of like, there's a lot of different factors with it. And I guess it's the same thing. The only time I really collect now, if I came across something and it was $5 and I just snagged it because I'm like, oh shit, it's $5. Like that's different to me. But the only thing I actively kind of go out and collect are of multiple pressings or whatever is if there's alternative artwork. Like if there is a, some kind of like an artwork thing, but never do I intentionally collect or have different pressings of the same record.
Okay. What about you, Adam?
Are we live?
Yeah, believe it or not, we are.
Well, no. Well, honestly, what was the question?
So, are you like a one version of a title type of buyer, or do you have a lot of records, multiple pressings? You're not. So you go. So what's the story behind that? One version.
One version. I don't think I was at first, but definitely now. I'm one version. I've been selling a lot of stuff lately, actually, duplicates. The only band that I have duplicates of is the Beatles. That's an exception for me, which kind of goes into the is it worth collecting for me? But yeah, the only duplicates multiples I have are Beatles stuff and different varieties of pressings, countries, and stuff like that. But everything else has been purged, and I don't really keep duplicates anymore.
If you had all, like more space, would you hold on to duplicates, or is it just like
not anymore? No, not anymore. Really, just the Beatles. Even with space, I have a good amount of space, and I it's not the Beatles is it, and other than that, I would not. I've gotten rid of all my duplicates.
Oh wow.
You and I have that in common, like because the only band that I have duplicates of is the Beatles of the industrial world, which is Skinny Puppy. Right over here. Right over here. Right behind the Sarah McLachlan record is all my I have every version of every Skinny Puppy album.
Do you have the mono box for the Skinny Puppy?
I do. I do actually. Listen, you laugh, but I wish they would do that. I wish they would do a Skinny Puppy box set. That'd be cool.
So, Jason, when you do all these shootouts, right, and you don't declare a winner on your stream, but we know you're choosing a winner if you pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
What are you still holding on to multiple copies? Are you like on a purge? Like, what's your strategy there?
That's a good question. Sometimes I'll purge them. If now this is for Adam. If it's especially mastered by Kevin Gray, of course, that thing gets in that purge box.
Yes.
You point at it.
Out.
Yep. But I mean, there's like ones that I still keep, and I could show it. Let me go get it.
Oh God, here we go.
I haven't done the video, but like this is actually a very interesting comparison. The garbage with the CD. So I bought the CD in LA for I think $5 or $6, and then I bought this also at LA Vinyl Con. Now this was not $5 or $6. Like
that's an original?
Yes, 2 LP. This thing actually sounds pretty good, but it does not have the bass that this has, the CD, which is wild. It's actually crazy to me. But I mean, I actually enjoy them both. Like I would not purge it because I do enjoy them for their different, the way they sound, right? Like, but going back to that question, the main question, I mean, is it worth collecting? Like if you have the money to pay for this, like I paid like $100 for this. Okay. Like that's not cheap, right? And this is a record from what, 95? Yeah.
It's a great record.
95. Yes, and I was never really into them, to be honest.
I wasn't either, but that's still a great record. I mean, it really is.
And when I played, I streamed it, on when I was on my flight back to Texas, and I was like, holy crap. Like, the song called number 7, The Vow, like that song. I am shocked that was never released as a single.
All right.
Like, that should have been a single. Like, that would have been a hit.
I saw them live probably a few years back, opening up for Alanis Morissette. Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that. That was like two summers ago. They toured, I think, right?
Yeah, it was. They were so good. Butch Vig was playing drums.
Nice.
Very nice. tracks.
Man, the chat really seems torn about garbage. I just want to say, Jason, if you do decide to purge that record, you can purge it right over into my collection.
It was a cutout, Joel. Do you see that?
That's fine. I don't have that on vinyl.
Well, you don't.
No.
Well, you ready for the bonus? This is for Joel, right? The bonus round.
Mm-hmm.
Joel, this is the back. Let me make myself big here. This is the back cover of the CD. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Shirley is like, highlighted, right?
Yeah.
The back cover of the LP is a bit nastier.
Is that a gatefold?
No, actually, it's
No?
not.
So that the media on the back of the CD is nowhere else on that record, like on an insert or anything?
Well, I think it is, but like on the insert of the CD, there it is, right?
Oh, okay.
But they
Nice.
decided, or whoever, marketed this, they decided to put this, right? Just pretty cool. I mean, again, one of a kind, right? They decided. I'm not hyping it up. I should hype it up. This is rare from 1995 on master disc, master by Howie. Is it Howie?
Mandel.
Mando?
Mendo.
We were talking about that album the other day, but like people forget about like how different that was sound wise from everything else happening popular at the time. You know what I mean? It was very jarring. There wasn't other bands making music like that.
It
At
holds
least
up.
Not popular.
Howie Weinberg. No, this is like you were right. This is a dark record. Like this is when you listen through it, the whole thing. Like this is not. I mean, I know it has pop songs. Only Happy When It Rains, Stupid Girl, right?
Those are really bright, happy pop songs too.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this record is dark. Like I was kind of shocked. Like, yep, there we go, right?
Yeah, I bought it I had it on cassette when it first came out. I used to listen to it on my Walkman as I walked to work. I still remember.
All right, so the CD sounds better, right?
No, in some ways, no, it does not.
Okay, so this is something where you're going to have both because it's two different listening
Right.
experiences.
I mean, like I didn't explain it. Like the guitars really come out on this vinyl, and her vocals are up front. And for some reason, the bass and the drums are better on the CD, but then her vocal and the guitars are pushed back. So it's kind of weird,
Huh.
Like I don't know if I want to sell it. I mean, yeah.
I got $100 bill, crisp, right in my pocket.
I'll give you 105.
110.
Damn.
126.
127.
I'm out.
Live whatnot.
It's like
right
Storage
here.
Wars.
Or whatnot.
It's the VC social whatnot.
I love how like the views we're just getting more viewers as we're talking about music that people hate. Maybe this is like an idea, right? We do these videos where we talk about music that people hate, and they attend just to talk shit and share how much they dislike it.
So this is a great question by Arnaldo. So what was the artist's intent, the CD or the vinyl, right? And I guess we'll never know until we ask Butch Vig, right? I guess he would know.
Yeah.
Great teaser for next week. Butch Vig is actually going to be on the on the VC Social Club. That's why Dom and Nate took the night off to go meet him for dinner and plan. So just the cat's out the bag now.
He's probably gettable.
He might be.
He might be. You'd be surprised.
This is another great question here, right? Didn't the Beatles remixes push the bass and drums forward? Sounds like a similar tactic. I believe on that Sgt. Pepper box set, right? But they were trying to make things more clear, and I don't know if that is the right thing, right? So I mean, that kind of fed to the topic, right? Like, I think the Pet Sounds like reissues, like they had to do 2 audiophile reissues, right? And I find that super strange. Like
Different sources too.
Right, which, I mean, they kind of did the same thing with that. Well, no, they had the same source for the Buckingham Nicks.
Buckingham
right?
Nicks, yeah, just
Right,
different
same
engineers.
source, different mastering engineers, right?
Yeah.
But now we're taking it further, right? 2 different sources, of course, 2 different mastering engineers.
Right. Is it Nino Hernes who's doing the vinyl file?
Yes. And I don't know who's doing the one step for Capital. I don't know. Does
I
anyone
think
know
it's
in the
Bellman.
I think it's Bellman.
chat?
I think it's
Bellman.
Oh, that's my only temptation. I'm probably not going to buy either one of those. Who am I kidding?
I mean, but like Pet Sounds, is that like, I know we talked about this a while back. Like, do you like that album? Right.
I don't dislike it, honestly. It's like one of those albums that just gets forced down everybody's throat, and I think I just kind of take it for what it is. I'm not going to sell my copy like Dom, but I'm not going. I guess like this kind of goes back to the topic of the show a little bit. Like when I see that come out, I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of burnout, but then I see, to Adam's point, like 2 different versions of it. Then it like accelerates the burnout. And then I'm just like, no, I'm just not going to buy it. I'm not going to go out and collect it.
I was mentioning to you guys before, like I'm not a big Beach Boys guy. But when this got announced and they started talking about that, like how it was taken from the Carl and the Passions, right? And I'm like, I think I have that record, and I found this at Savers for like $2, and I don't know if you get like whatever, and I didn't even really think much of it, and I actually did think, it sounded good enough because it's the other side of it is the Pet Sounds, right? And it's the only copy of Pet Sounds that I have. It's the only Beach Boys record I have, and yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I'm not a big Beach Boys fan. I'm not a big Pet Sounds guy. I'm not. God Only Knows. Like what I will say is like, as cheesy as it is, I do think God Only Knows is one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
Thank you.
I truly believe that. But
Definitely
it's
is.
not. But as an album as a whole, like it doesn't necessarily resonate with me. I get how important it is. I get how ahead of its time it was, and I don't dispute any of that. I just as a whole album, I just don't. I don't know. The Beach Boys never really did it for me, but I mean, God Only Knows. I know it's one of their more popular songs, but that song is just one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
How do you feel about the Rembrandts?
What the fuck?
You got Breakfast at Tiffany's poster behind you.
Yeah, I mean,
a different band, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's
so
deeply
many. I have so many things to say about this, but Breakfast at Tiffany's, fantastic movie, fantastic song. I have no problem saying it.
Right on.
But it wasn't the Rembrandts.
No, they didn't. They weren't in the movie.
Right? No, or never mind. Yeah,
It wasn't a Deep Blue something.
yeah.
It was deeply something.
Oh, Deep
Oh,
Blue
sorry,
something,
that's
right?
my-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel, you suck.
What do you
really?
What do you expect from a fucking Bon Jovi fan?
Wait, hold on. What song did the Rembrandts do? I forget.
They would did the
the-
Friends theme
I will
song.
be there.
They did
for
the
you.
show. Yeah, the show song. You have that on 45, Jason? I know you do.
Yes, somewhere.
Of course.
my
Boom.
I totally
Wow.
fumbled that. That's my bad.
I've never met a person with such great taste with such shitty fucking 45s as Jason. Like, why do you have
What are you
that?
talking about? He has good 45.
Shitty taste. No.
No, great taste. Great taste, shitty 45s.
I'll tell.
It's the
Shout
shitty
out to the
Beatles.
Slolo guys in Albuquerque. Like I got a stack of like 90s 45s, and they cut me a good deal. And they all came up to me and they were like, Jason, we're gonna cut you a deal on these 90s 45s, but you might have to play them in private. Jeez.
Cool.
All these things are worth collecting.
So I don't. Well, go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry, Jason. No, go ahead. Go. No, you go.
Are these things worth collecting? I think I have fun with it. Like
Yeah.
one of them I bought was that Paramore Misery Business on 45. I had no idea that was on 45.
It's very cool.
I keep playing that one over and over, and I'm just like, man, I did not listen to them when they came out, you know. But now I have like a lot of respect, you know.
Yeah.
Did you see that direct drive turntable? I forgot the manufacturer, but it's a direct drive
Crossley.
45 turntable. No, it wasn't Crossley. It was like a reputable brand put one out. It just got announced on Turntable Lab. You got to look it up, Jason.
I thought
It looks like
Crossley
it's
was the only brand that made turntables.
So Adam, on this like Pet Sounds announcement, does it give you any kind of fatigue on new stuff at all?
Collecting fatigue.
Yeah, collecting fatigue.
I mean, yeah, I wish it was something else, you know. But I could see how people would. I mean, this is right up the alley of what, you know, a kind of majority of popular people who want vinyl are into. I don't have any real problem with it. I guess I don't have. I guess what's weird to me is that they're doing two. You know, like maybe just do the one step. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, with all the hype of all of this, like, I've read like through like the audiophile forums, like on the Hoffman and also on like Facebook, and everyone's like either excited, not excited. But what I find very funny is that no one is considering like the original or that twofer that you have as contenders. Like
Right.
everyone's a little bit rushing towards the new shiny one.
Right.
And, you know, I
Why
know
is that
like
a problem?
why is that a problem? Well, why doesn't anyone consider like the other ones good enough? Are they not good enough, you know?
Yeah, but why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Why do
if
you
you
think it
like the
matters?
record, you know. I
So
think
this
it
is about
matters.
the search for truth, right?
The truth?
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe my version of the truth, you know.
It's our valiant effort to like
Well,
get
I mean,
to the
like
bottom.
you think about it, like okay, you want to go there. Do you want to go there?
I want to go there. Let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna go there.
Let's go there.
Groove Seeker, we're gonna go there. So I'm
We're already
saying,
there.
like,
This is
like within like what is it? People got their test pressings, but then when that stuff comes out in May, we're gonna have like an onslaught of people, you know, saying which one was the better version, right? The best version, right? And no one I knows, you know, no one I know, like they don't own the original, you know. I mean, maybe other than like Esposito, who showed it like he showed the single version that you used to have, right?
yeah, I used to have that.
But no one else is like, you know, I really just think like people are just not into that record, you know? They're not.
I think they're into the title, not the record. Makes sense. Like, I don't think they're on a quest. Yeah. Which is understandable, which is part of the reason why it's like I don't know if I really need to chase a sound on that record anymore.
I'd agree with that.
So I think different people have different motivations. You know what I mean?
No, of course they do. You know, I think that's
Yeah, and
my
it's all
point.
good. It's all good. I'm not knocking it at all. You know, I think. I mean, I am curious to like if these are going to sound good or not, and like you know, I'm curious about it, but I'm not like you know, I'm not knocking anyone for getting either one. I think the one step's interesting, you know, because they're using that kind of from the 75 tape or whatever, or 72 tape or whatever.
Jason, will you do a shootout with both versions?
If I buy them, I'm on the fence, you know.
If
I buy them. That's correct, Joel.
we all know you will.
Well, I haven't, you know, said I will.
Yeah, but we know you. We know you, Jason. You're gonna want to do that shootout.
Will you be on the panel if I do that shootout? Will you do it?
100%. I'll gladly.
100%.
Are they both stereo?
No, I think it's
Oh
both
no,
mono.
that's right. Oh, they're both mono. I mean, yeah, they're both mono.
Which I think it's like hilarious. Like in reality, I mean, here's my opinion on it. That box set, the Pet Sounds box set, that has the best stereo version I've ever heard. Like,
The CD box set.
yes.
I'm seeing a trend here.
I mean, it
That's
literally, I compared them. Like, I even took the 72, put it on, compared it to the CD, and I was just shocked. I was like, wow, I am hearing things like more clarity. I was like, I probably will never
That was
digital
probably
mono again.
no. I'd imagine that must have been a unique mix.
Oh,
that was
yes.
made for the CD, right?
Right. I think like a whole digital,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they say, I've actually never heard a stereo copy of it. Don't they say the stereo Pet Sounds isn't the way to hear it?
Right. But I mean, there you go. Can you show
Well,
me
it's
again?
just it's less. I think it's less about like, oh, it's just bad stereo. Like the story of it, there was never a true, real like stereo, whatever. I don't know the exact like story behind it, but the other thing too is like, I mean, Brian was famously like deaf in a year, so that it wouldn't make a difference to him anyway, right? So I think he preferred all the mono stuff. That's when they were calling it dual phonic, not stereo. Dual phonic.
Dual phonic. So this is my beef with this record. It's not a Beach Boys record.
Yeah, it's a Brian Wilson record.
It's a Brian
Wrecking-
Wilson and the
Wrecking
Wrecking
Crew.
Crew.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just being a dick. But
Aren't they all that though?
I think there's a run there. I mean, I think Jason would know or Ronaldo would know better, perhaps.
Well,
Like, there's a
some are
run-
John Stamos records, right?
Yeah, Hal Blaine.
They
couldn't
now
make us
can.
like
They
this,
now
so,
can.
yeah.
Right?
No, I mean that I'm not a crazy big like Beach Boys fan. Like I'm not getting either of these. Like I got the records. I feel good about the records. I think this is great, by the way, and this is now reissued en masse because I mean this became like $100 record there for a while, and now they're everywhere for like $30 or $40. So great stuff. But I really actually do love that period from like 65 to 72 or 3. Like Holland is a great record. Surf's Up is an amazing record. Like those are all really good records. But you know, yes,
I
he was
Get
doing.
Around.
Well,
Remember that
even-
movie, Fly to the Navigator, where they did "I Get Around" as a little spaceship was flying around.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
You didn't see that movie? What are you talking about, dude? Early Beach Boys is great.
Do you want to show the scene?
Should we bring it up on YouTube?
Yes, go ahead.
No, I don't have it. But at least Adam understands me. You know what
I
I
do.
mean?
I've seen that
Jason
movie
and-
many, many times. Yes.
See,
What
I lost
movie?
Jason and Chris a long time ago, but me and Adam.
What
were
movie
right
is
there.
it?
It's
Flight
Flight
of
of
the
the
Navigator.
Navigator.
You know, I think
It was
a
a Disney movie from back in the day.
Only no. I'll talk Mighty Ducks Disney movies. That's about it.
That was way later. This is like early. This is like late.
Wait, you
80s.
guys, you guys are old. It's not. I was.
Yeah, we're
not-
boomers, aren't we?
I like this one. Cool story, Joel.
So Joel, is it worth? You put your business aside. Is it worth collecting, and why? What's what's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it has nothing to do with my business. I think, I collect the things that I want to collect, right? Like, you know what I mean? When I was young, when I was a teenager, I couldn't afford shit. I was selling CDs to afford to buy more CDs, and forget about vinyl. Like vinyl wasn't even a thing. So like one of my goals as I got older was like, I want to like get a job where I can afford to go into any record store I want and buy whatever I want. And now I can, so I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. So I buy whatever records that I want, and I buy things like this Meepy Manifesto 12-inch. So yeah, I collect what I want. Right now, this is what I collect, the stuff that's on this side. This is the stuff I used to collect, and I just haven't sold yet. And yeah, so I buy whatever I want when I want it, and so is it worth collecting? I don't really understand the question, to be honest with you. It's worth it if you want to. Like, if you have things you know.
Does anything drive you nuts about the hobby?
Yeah, the VC.
What?
People being negative about
What?
it.
Get out of here.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry. Listen, it's the God's honest truth. In my opinion, it's like if just there's enough good music that whatever that means to you to talk about than it is to shit about it. Let's shit on it. It's like spinning up a string to be like, hey, let's look at the latest audiophile reissues that suck, and let's just rip them apart and talk about what shit they are. It's like, dude, if you're into them, you're into them. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? There's no reason to tear them down if you're just not, you know. So
Yeah, I
the
think
whole idea. Good.
No. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
No, that's it. It's just like the whole idea that I just don't like the negativity, and I just see too much of it. You know, but I can be negative too. Like I'm a hypocrite. You know, like what the hell do I know? Like, you know, I don't know.
You said it, man. I mean,
No, it's the truth. I mean,
kidding.
like I can't hide it. It's just like to me, I want to talk about stuff that I like. You know what I mean? Like there's enough stuff that we all like. Let's spend our time talking about that. And if you don't like something, just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Oh, please
Are
do
you
not.
ready? Are you ready?
Don't. You did not do this. God damn it. Fucking Jason. God damn it.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
is that Jose?
Yes.
Hello. Are we live?
Ask the question. Ask the question to Jose. Let's do it.
Well, let me get Alex's take on this first. So, yes, you're still here with us, man. I know.
Oh, it's great.
What's your tell me about how you feel about if collecting's worth it, and tell me some of the walls you run into with this shit.
Oh, we're back to that. Yeah, I guess the it's good. You know, it's I will say actually at this point it is an actual space thing. Like I cannot fit anymore. So I don't know. That doesn't answer the question about whether it's worth it, but I don't know.
Well, how many records do you own like right now?
3,500 ish.
Okay, and then is all your shelving like holding all 35 or
all 3,500 all right here?
Okay, so then when you buy
wow.
something new, do you sell something old?
Maybe. But I also have like 5 bins of shit that I'm selling currently. So,
Are you in a position where there's just like records all over your living space?
No, everything.
You're not out of room yet.
That's true.
You're not me, right?
How are you going to go about selling those? Are you going to do a whatnot?
I set up at like some local, like, well, Columbus is, God, we have like a record show a year or a month, I feel like. So I've been vending at a handful of those over the last several months, which has been a blast. So
Nice. You doing
Is
well?
there anything good in there that you want to tell us about that you're selling?
there's some good stuff in there. Yeah. But honestly, there's like a lot of things that, don't do well I mean, they're more like record fairs and like hey, bring your family out for, that sort of thing. Not necessarily like Vinyl Con or any of those other like major shows or whatever. So like a lot of the like really nerdy like audiophile stuff, which this is a tangent, right? Most of these, like, you go to these record fairs, right? Like they sitting there and being like, this is cut by Kevin Gray. Like that means nothing to 99.5% of record buyers. Nothing. And so you learn that, like the Bruce Springsteen sell well, the Fleetwood Mac sells well, like the Beatles sell well, all that type of stuff. The, double 45 cut by Chris Bellman, thing does not do great at those types of places in the ones that I go to, my experience.
Yeah. Like whenever
That's
I put
unfortunate too.
whenever I put a post-it on a record, like explaining what's like different about it, I always have people coming up like, what does this mean? Like they don't have no idea what any of the lingo is. And I just realized, like, unless you get VC people looking at those, like it ain't gonna mean shit.
I think that's like interesting too, is to think about like what we do here is a very small representation of like people who buy records.
Oh yes.
It's really interesting to think about it like that.
Oh, it is crazy because it's like we're so wrapped up in this and we socialize with each other. We all become kind of friends. It's like people probably look at us like, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah, like
what are you talking about?
this
They're a
pressing
bunch of
sounds
degenerates.
different. I thought the reissue is the best always.
Yeah. Look at Alex's LinkedIn photo.
That's amazing.
Right.
Holy shit.
Most official thing of all time.
Alex will be mastering new records soon. The new Def Leppard series. Right?
Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. Like, what's the end game? But then I think, like, I don't know what the end game is because I've never not been collecting music. I don't know my life without it. I don't remember when I didn't collect it in some form or fashion. That's the scary part.
Why does there have to be an end game? Why can't it just be the game of buying things and listening to them?
Joel's a wizard. He
Well-
he was questioning this topic, and he's the man with it.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't like the topic, so he's trying.
But Joel, you're
everything.
killing it. You're like, your questions are so on point.
I know he gets all like all disinterested and then just goes full Yoda like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
in,
he's
and it's
like-
dude. Like, come on.
I'm just seeing how long we could have Jose on the panel without letting him say it.
Let him say. All right, Chris, ask him the question.
Jose, it's 10:26 Eastern Standard Time. Is it is it worth collecting records in 2026?
I'm about to cry. I've been waiting for that question. No.
Why?
Why?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh,
I guess it depends. I would say that if you want to get into a hobby, I don't know if it's a good hobby anymore. But if you want to listen to music this way, and I guess yes. But if you want, because it's like getting into Pokemon right now. It's like there's so many ways you get it wrong. Especially, can you imagine someone just asking, "Hey, I want to buy Television's debut record," and all of a sudden, all these motherfuckers telling you have to get the one that sounds so fucking good. You can't. It's so good. Like, what is this shit? So I don't think it's a good moment to get into it. But if you're already in this hell, just try to avoid the word audiophile while you are at it, I guess. Is that answer anything?
yeah.
I like the Pokemon reference.
Yes. You want to see my Pokemon album? No?
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. I got this the other day. It's hijacking time since you guys started talking about Def Leppard. Now we're gonna see what I got.
Reclaiming time.
All right. Let
Charizard?
me- what?
Charizard?
No. I'm just gonna show you what I got this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, let me get out of the Mazzy filter. What is it? There we go. Well, all right. So I got this the other day. Right.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
you
you're
really are. I
fucking-
thought you were
Oh,
fucking
I thought
with
you had
me,
a
Jose.
Pokemon record to show.
I thought you were fucking with me.
What the, here's a photo of Joel that I got. Isn't he cute? There you go. Here's a photo of Mazzy that I got. Wait, what is? I don't know. This is not Mazzy. Let me look for a Mazzy. Mazzy's probably this, right? Is that it? Isn't he cute? There you go. All right, that's your Pokemon minute.
1 minute too long.
30 seconds too long.
Who had that on their bingo card?
I mean, you have to ask, I guess. But no, I don't think it's a bad time to get into records. But it depends on what you're. Because you know what, if you're into pop music, every single artist right now is doing like 6 types of vinyl record colors. If you're into butt rock, there's like 8 Walmart exclusive records. If you're into classic rock, there's like 6 different audiophile reissue labels doing that, so. And then because most people just want to listen to a record. If it sounds good or not, it's it's
Those people are wrong. Those people are wrong.
game. You think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes, she does. Yes, she does. I also keep my weird photos that I get from the market. You want to see those?
Yes.
All right. So here's a photo of Voladores de Papantla from Mexico. That's the Monterey sign there. And then here's a guy with a donkey that I found randomly. There you go. There's a photo of someone's grandma there.
Wait, these are not photos you're taking. You're collecting photos.
Yeah, so I go to the market and there's a guy that sells like old postages, and he says that he buys like photo albums of people that die. So what I do is when my band plays, I normally do like 13 copies in cassette, and I use these photos of people that are dead. Do you like that?
That's kind of a cool idea, man. I like that.
It's very dark. That's very dark, Jose.
It's very dark,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's something oddly like very cool about
Look
it.
at this one.
It's very industrial of you, Jose.
Is it gross looking?
What is it?
I don't know. It was a photo somebody took.
Is that dead?
If somebody's dead, yeah. So but
I think that's a very cool idea.
but I don't know. Is it VC Squirtle? Yeah, I guess. But no, I don't know. Do you like my answer?
Yeah. I don't dislike your answer. It's good. Thank you for participating.
I mean, the actual question is it still worth collecting records? I guess that the problem with collecting records now is that, well, even Jason says it sometimes. Do you actually need it, right? Do you actually like the band? Because I think FOMO runs so deep in the VC that I think that if more than 20% of what you're buying, even 20% of what you're buying is just because someone else told you it sounds good and you haven't even heard the music first, I think that's weird in general, I don't think like buying your first time you're listening to a record and buying it for more than $60 altogether with shipping, it's a good thing. I don't know. Even if it's 20%.
All right, so that's a good point. So Alex, out of the 3,500 LPs you have, how many would you say, like round numbers? Take a guess. Like I guess that's the best way to do it. Would you say you bought on the recommendation and someone said, "Hey, this sounds good. You should buy this." Sounds good. Not the music is great. Like this sounds good. You should buy it.
Ooh. Well, individually, like as an individual record, rarely. I think when you talk, in like reissue world, right? Like if someone says like, "Oh, these Tone Poets are great. They sound great." Like, are we going to refer to every Tone Poet I've ever bought as I bought that because I was told it sounds great? Anyway, technicality, but rarely. Gosh, of the 3,500, maybe less than 50, less than 20.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So since the pandemic started, I personally have been selling every single record that I bought because somebody else told me to buy it and I didn't like it or I haven't listened to it, which is not a bad thing. There are records that I love with all my heart that I don't own on vinyl because I have them on CD or I listen to them like in the car. You know what I mean? There are records that are very happy go by, but I don't know if I'm going to listen to that specifically. And sometimes I'm not a DJ, but sometimes I go and put records someplace. There are records that I only play there, that I don't necessarily play at the house. I even talked with Stunty about that once, and he told me that sometimes he does play records like regularly on the week, but like since he's been doing that, the Friday shows and all that, even him is like, saving up all of his energy for listening to records like there. So I don't know. And for replying to Massey's comment, yeah, the VC's small, but also there's another type of vinyl community. Like, I don't know if you go to like TikTok or Instagram, there are all these accounts that show the same 20 to 30 records, right? Damien Palace, Currents, what is it? The other Lana Del Rey's first record, right? Born to Die, stuff like that. And they really, like, if you go to a TikTok and you want to see if somebody's ever posted John Cale's 1990 Paris 1919, you're probably gonna get luck, but somebody's probably covered the Hallelujah thing, you know. So I just think that it's interesting because most of the times, what is it? Let's say that means 90% of
Chris, come on, man, wake up.
I'm here. I'm reading Caesar's comment and thinking about it.
Well, Cesar, I don't know if you're joking or not. I think that I personally love jazz, but I don't really like the jazz most people in the VC listen to. You know, I like the type of jazz that makes me wonder how the fuck does that trumpet does that sound?
Like Chuck Mangione.
No.
By the way, you know, back when I was in the university, I had a Chuck Mangione record, and that's where we used to split the weed. So every time I see that his face, I think of being high. But in general, I don't think there's a lot of there's a clusterfuck of misinformation right now into what you should buy. So it is worth it to buy records at any time. I just think that social media ruins it a little bit, because you go to a record store and you see a record you like. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I got phosphorescent what is it phosphorescent record, and then you go on Instagram and you see, oh, you got the black vinyl, and somebody had the what is it, a glow in the dark variant, and you feel silly because you didn't spend $10 more for the other thing. So I think it sort of does that in general. You should only buy what you like, even if I say it's shit, right? If anybody says it's shit, first of all. But I don't know, man. I think that most of the time, if you want to buy anything or collect anything, the first rule of every time you buy should be if you like it, you know. And if it's something very common, like any pressing at all of Dark Side of the Moon, you can literally stop buying records for 150 years and you're probably still going to get a copy of it at Walmart. So it's you should not be in a rush to buy stuff that you can buy like any given day, you know. What do you think, Chris?
I think a lot about that. So
okay,
I do think like the pressing chasing is definitely like a very small percentage of 1% of record buyers.
Yes, but also remember that mainstream now, again, even with Taylor Swift records, there are like 6 different color variants, cover variants, singles, CD singles, signed, unsigned, the mug or not. So that's still a little bit of that. So it's become a little bit of mainstream to think of what pressing you buy, because now some records have a different bonus track than the other.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I understand that part of it. I'm kind of separating that from like chasing down a specific pressing, like from a time sense, right? Like that's a little bit different than the variant stuff. Like that's I've just never been into that. Like I could care less about getting the same record on multiple colors and things. And a lot of the artists I like, the contemporary artists I like, don't do that. It's usually like black or indie exclusive, and I'm like, just give me the black vinyl if I can.
What the fuck I think is Cole doing? anyways, go ahead.
The Thriller dance. I think like I kind of get what you're saying is like there's this hype around, and I get the artifact portion of it, and I do get the audiophile portion of it, where it's like, oh, you got to have this pressing or that pressing. I think that's like a very niche thing in music collecting. I don't think most people really care, and I encourage people like not to worry about that.
They don't.
I guess they don't, and which is a good thing. But still, in our microcosm of the VC, I still think that it's a little bit weird because sometimes, I think there's like 3 type of different people and 4 type of people here in the VC. One is the one that only shows what they got recently, which I personally like because, you feel a little jealous, you feel a little adventurous. You're like, oh, this guy got it out of someone's dead house. Oh, nice. I want to go record hunting now. Maybe somebody near me died and has that copyright. I don't know. Very dark subject. Yeah.
Well, Jose, I want to say that's my favorite thing about the VC too. I just like watching you guys talk about what you bought and what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Adam does his videos, Alex does his videos. Like I like thoroughly enjoy like what are these guys listening to?
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be something I never heard of, just to hear like how they feel about it. That's kind of like where I'm at. I think those are my favorite videos too.
And I think that's great. And I think that's great. But there's another section of the VC which is, look how cool these new pressings are. But I just got the original and it sounds better than ever, which is a little weird. Because it's like selling me pills and not telling me I can go run a mile and probably get thinner that way, which is cheaper. Just run through the woods, I guess, or whatever you want to run through. But I don't know. So that's sometimes to me, because my perspective of reissues, it's for me, buying a reissue is because either A, you don't really love the record that much, but you want to own it, which is fine. You actually love the record, but the original is $400 and fuck that, right?
Yeah.
And then C is because you appreciate the historical value and you probably never really bought it because a mixture of both of those things, and you want to own it just to see if you want to try it out, blah, 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 which it's kind of a gray area, I guess. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel that we're told, because we were talking, I don't know, who was I talking? Were you guys talking about this last show? I don't remember. But I personally feel that if I could hear real sincere reviews of a record being bad, I personally would really like it more. I don't actually think, when I see a movie review and somebody tells me the I don't know, Halloween franchise only has one good movie, I'm going to watch all of them and see if I actually don't like the other ones, sometimes, but that's me, and my favorite one is the third one, so fuck me. But I think that sometimes it's nice to hear someone telling you why they didn't like something, because that negative thought thing, if somebody's reviewing a jazz record and they tell me, oh, it's too out there, it's too psychedelic, I don't like that, that's gonna make me immediately want to go buy it, because that's what I like. You know what I mean?
Well, let's pick on the Pet Sounds thing for a minute, right? So these 2 reissues are going to come out, and a lot of people are going to buy them. A lot of people should buy them, right? They're putting them out for a reason. I guess my take on it is like, what is somebody going to tell me about Pet Sounds that I haven't heard already? So the default like appeal to those videos is really one thing. You're talking about the fact that it's a reissue and how it sounds. Because there's very few people, and this isn't a knock on anybody, because it's difficult. There's so much information out there, especially on an album that's going to be 60 years old. Mm-hmm. There's so much information on Pet Sounds. Like, I don't know if anybody is really coming up with a nugget about that record or the recording process or the history about it that we haven't heard before. So it's either going to be like, I'm going to talk about the sound, or I'm going to give a really deep review from a personal experience with the record, which that's interesting to me, or why I don't like the record is interesting.
But there are various ways that you, even if you already know all the, that's called writing, I guess, or a review. If you're going to write a review, you could talk a lot of different stuff. You could be like, when it originally came out, how critics looked at it. That's one way. Another one, it's like the recording process, right? Actual fucking animals at the studio, a guy on LSD, and a bunch of people with bow ties playing instruments, which is interesting. And then you can talk about how the Beatles listened to it and they were like, oh my god, we need to do something like this, and they did Sgt. Pepper, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So there are more than one way to talk about it. I just think that it's nothing wrong with just saying like, hey, you know what? Like if when the new one comes out, if my guy down here wants to say that his mono version that he got for like $2 still sounds good, sounds better, I would appreciate that way more than you think, because that means. Look, again, reissues are for people that they just want to listen to the record. And is it going to possibly sound better than a beat up copy of our original version? Of course, right? Because that one probably sounds like dog shit because it's like scratch and shit. But I think that there's a lot of great knowledge that comes from bad reviews. Again, I enjoy that, and I don't see that in the VC. So if we're talking about the microcosms that is the VC, I would love if somebody just says, you know what, I didn't like this pressing. That's a different thing from talking about the music, which you could probably say, hey, there's a new Paul McCartney record coming out, and when it comes out, it's fine. You can actually say, hey, it's dog shit. Remember that Paul McCartney 3? It's absolute dog shit. And then they did remixes for it, and they were absolute God-given dog shit. It was horrible.
What about the 3-year anniversary pressing?
They did, right? And and I think as everyone in the U.S. Should have medals made for everybody that bought that record, the white version. It used to go for like $1,000, one of the worst records ever. And there are people like spending $1,000 for that shit. So again, but there's nothing wrong with it. That's why people always think that I'm here like just throwing crap at everyone. But it's sometimes nice to hear,
I get exactly where you're coming from, man. I really do, and I appreciate it very much.
I don't know. It's just it's because I don't respect when people say, if I don't have anything good to say about it, I'm not going to say anything about it. Well, by not talking about it, it just means that creating hype. Oh, Mazzy hasn't talked about how good this a foot massager is. So you buy it, right? So it's you don't know. It's probably the best one, but it's nice if somebody says, "Hey, you know what? The last Deep Purple record, which probably Joel probably loves, it's dog shit." And if he says that he likes it,
Jose, can you just take a breath for a second? Just breathe, just for a second. I know you got a lot of thoughts.
Do you want me to go back to the Mazzy filter?
No, just breathe for a second. Chris, what do you got?
So this makes me feel like it's not really worth collecting in 2026.
Not if you're gonna obsess about pet sounds more.
I'm gonna make actually. So this is a little bit of a cheap plug. Adam and I are gonna make a video that's gonna absolutely shit on pet sounds for at least an hour. We're working on it.
What?
We're gonna go track by track.
Jeez,
Yeah,
no.
we're actually gonna snap some pet sounds reissues and original pressings on live stream. It's gonna be really interesting. So tune in for that on the in May when the audio file reissue drops.
Every reissue. can get our hands on.
Hey Jason, did you ever? We haven't had Jose on the pod since South by. Did you talk to him about seeing his band?
Yeah, it's good. They were
And
really
You
good.
also saw it, Joe?
I got hung up. I unfortunately I couldn't make it down there fast enough. I was
Alright.
too far away. I wanted to though. I actually
They
I
play
love
like 6 times.
I know.
Your band, Jose?
Oh, I am, but no, it's a friend of some friends that are in my label that are friends,
How do you
not
pronounce
because
it?
they're in my label. You know,
Nice.
How do you pronounce it?
what?
How do you pronounce their name?
Diles que no me maten. Tell them
Yeah.
not to kill me. So that's a short story title by one of Mexico's most important writers that also wrote a book called Pedro Páramo, also a great photographer. And they're like spoken word. I don't know how to really describe them in English, but
It's
they
kind of
don't
like a
really
little post
like
punk.
what?
It's like a little post punk, a little shoegaze. They don't fit right into like a narrow box. It's a little bit of
Everything is post punk.
Here's a cassette that I made.
yeah. It literally, and then that new band that you have, that Umpero. I don't like pronouncing stuff like that. 'cause
Perro.
people
But you
get-
know what un perro andaluz is, right?
uh,
Un chien
Cat on the
andaluz.
loose.
Yeah.
Cat on the loose. Is that what it means?
Yeah, un chien andaluz. You know, but you know where that comes from?
mm-mm.
The tomato lady.
No.
Oh,
So that's a movie that Luis Buñuel, the Spanish naturalized Mexican director, Luis Buñuel, and Salvador Dali, the painter, writer, and oddball, did a movie together in the 20s called Un Chien Andaluz, which is Luis Buñuel's dreams and Salvador Dali's dreams, and they did this realistic stuff, which is pretty nice, you know. But yeah, these guys are really beautiful people. They have a KXP session. Anybody here a fan of watching KXP sessions? All right.
yeah.
All right. So they did a KXP session, which is really nice. They did it in Mexico because they now do some at a very, very important studio in Mexico City. And they did a session, which is pretty nice, but they're very nice people. They tour the U.S. a lot. They were in California just a few weeks ago, and in Austin, Texas. Blah blah blah.
Show
But-
that other link, Jason. Show that other link I put in there.
Oh yeah, the Un Perro Andaluz is also. Joe has some copies if anybody's interested. Listen to some garage, shoegazy, spoken word. Singing, I don't know, some emo influence sometimes. I
listen to both of them after you sent them to me. I actually really dig it. I like that.
Yes. So and they're nice covers as well. But you know, I'm not here to plug my label, but but thanks.
But you are. You are. It's okay.
But you know, it's again, you know, I do reissues and I have nothing against reissues. It's when I do reissues mostly because there are a lot of people that are paying up for, you know, records that I feel that they should be able to buy at a way cheaper price. You know, I'm like Trump that I want to get 3,000% less, right? A record to the
Please don't
max.
ever do that again, Jose. Please.
Well, Joe. All right, but you know, so anyways, I actually think it's a good strategy when you're doing reissues because, especially here in Latin America, there are a lot of records that only were available for a very small period of time. Not a lot of copies were made. Vinyl copies, because I was talking. I think I said that to Jason on the Instagram chat the other day. But there are a lot of bands here, even more well-known bands now from Latin America that major labels would let them press records, but for like 300, 500, or 1,000 for cheap. But it was because these bigger labels had records that they want to get destroyed, so they would melt down the records again and use like recycled vinyl, so they actually sound horrible. So you don't want to pay $400 for a record that sounds like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know,
So I have some questions for you guys on this, like on this collecting topic. So like Alex, you ever have these moments where you're looking at it and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Never. Yes. Yeah.
Every day, man. Every day. I mean, I look at the collection, look in the mirror. I say that, man.
a Taco Bell.
Oh, sir, listen. No, it's, I don't know, man. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. I admit that.
Yeah.
But like, I also, it's like, it's my way of feeling good, man. I don't have a family, nobody, this is my family. Okay. Thank you.
Wait,
Well,
so
you have
what
family.
are you questioning?
You're on the VC social club.
That's right.
Yeah, Joel.
Wait, Alex, when you say you're questioning, what are you questioning exactly?
Did I say I was questioning?
No, you said like Chris asked you if you were wondering what the fuck you're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
What is it that you're thinking? Like, you're just talking about buying the records that you bought, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think thinking just the hobby overall, it for me has just been, I mean, obviously it's a blast, but it's silly, man.
Mm-hmm. But it makes you happy, right? So there's no reason to question it, right? Like,
Well, but of course you should question everything, even the stuff you love. You should question it. I mean, it's records are a non-priority, so
no, they're not. They're absolutely a priority. If it makes you happy, like we're born, we live, and then we die. Like the only thing that matters in this world is what makes you happy.
yes.
So
But
if buying records and listening to records is what makes you happy, spending your time and money doing that is a good thing.
Sometimes you're $25 short of rent, and I don't think buying a first U.S. copy of Slippery When Wet is going to save you. You know what I mean?
Alex doesn't strike me as being financially irresponsible, though.
Or
it's kind of insulting that you would imply that, Jose.
He's not implying
he's right. He's right. Yeah.
John Bond saves.
Joe, how many copies of Slippery When Wet do you own?
I have one. It's the only one I need.
That's 5 too much.
What about you, Adam? You ever face burnout on this stuff?
I mean, I think I honestly think I'm probably a little bit different than you guys, because I think I came into it at a much different time. Like, I always collected music, but I did not collect records until much later than I think probably most of you guys, what it seems like. So I'm probably considered like a newbie with all this stuff. Like, I started collecting in 2017, and I started collecting just Beatles stuff with a very basic record setup, and it evolved very quickly from there. And now I have, I don't know, probably I would say at least a couple thousand records, but it's I do feel like I'm probably a little maybe different than some of the people in the VC in the comment in the chat, and how I approach collecting and what it means to me. I'm also a musician too, and it's like umagama. And
so what does it mean to you?
I mean, so sound does matter to me, right? Like, pressing does matter to me. I don't want to own a shitty sounding record. Like, it really does matter to me. Even if it's a band that I like, if it sounds like shit, I can't listen to it. For me, it's not like I don't have necessarily the full like on nostalgia thing going for me, where it's like I'm like I want to just like have a physical copy of the record and like read the gatefold sleeve. That's not really it for me. What captivated me most about like discovering records was the sound. Like I was when I first started listening, I had a shitty setup, and you know, I was like, oh, this is cool, but I didn't have really any clean copies of records. Then I started buying some of the cleaner reissues, and I was like, okay, this sounds good. And then I started finding some originals and some of like the audiophile, you know, that's when all that shit was happening and coming back into popularity in like, you know, 2017, 2018, 20 through 2020, all that stuff started exploding. So I did totally fall right into that like victim, you know, of those things. And I've also since then learned that like a lot of the originals do sound better than some of the reissues. However, I do think reissues have their place, and I do think some reissues do sound fantastic. And I think I don't know. It's just like the sound does matter to me, and from my collecting, I do think collecting's still worth it. For me, it's definitely still worth it. It brings me a ton of joy, and I have even the guys in the band. You know, we rehearse every week, and I'm like, I tell them about what I'm listening to, and there are things that I'm listening to in the last several years. I can 1,000,000% tell you that I never would have listened to had I not started caring about records and caring about music on vinyl and caring about how things sound on records. It's like shaped my mind. It's like reshaped, and it's gotten me reinvested in music and like creating music and my own music and like what I care about in my angle. So I don't know. I feel like I'm maybe a little different than that's my approach anyway to
What's an
collecting.
example?
Yeah. What's that?
What you said you got? What's an example of a record you got into?
Is there anything close by? Okay, this is actually a perfect example. This is something I never in my life would have discovered. Jason, you might know this. Is this something you know?
Mother's Finest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can honestly tell you, had no idea this even existed, right? I found this at my local, this is a promo copy. It just happened to be in the bins, right? It's on Dynaflex, and you know, I bought it because this is actually a really good example of that, because this is something I had I didn't know this band existed. I found this probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the reason why I bought it is Gary Moore is the guitar player, and Gary Moore is I love Gary Moore, and he's a badass and he's incredible, and I didn't know anyone else in the band, but I know the whole band. This whole record is literally like it splits rock and soul right down the middle, and it's absolutely phenomenal and has lived on my turntable the last like 2 or 3 weeks since I got it. It's so good. So that's an example, I guess, of like I never would have even known this existed had I not started buying records.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, like that's something like it's too easy to not be curious when you find it on a streaming platform, right? Like you can kind of look at it. You're not really like experiencing the record. You're not going to go look at the credits. So
Yeah,
I
no,
think
you're
I
right.
have that. And actually, like this would be another interesting topic for us. But like my listening habits change when I'm listening to records.
100%, dude. I never
Like-
listened to music like this, Chris, in my life. Like
Yeah.
since honestly 2017 is when it started. And I, you know, dude, I'm just like you guys. I've been listening to music all my life, just like everyone here in this chat. I've never listened to music the way I listen to music on vinyl. It's a whole headspace for me, man.
Yeah, and I think like from my experience too, like I separate. Like there's music for the car, and there's music for the headphones, and there's
Yes.
music on my turntable, and like very,
Yes.
very few things kind of overlap that touch all three or two out of the three.
It's a great point.
So that's like a very interesting point to make, because I didn't think about it till you brought it up. But and actually, I guess I kind of maybe touched on it once when I looked at like my streaming habits, and they give you those year-end recaps. I'm like, damn, like I don't listen to any of this stuff at home. It's all
Like I think what I love is that, like, you know, as a musician myself, I've actually stopped so much streaming since like 2017, since I started buying records, and I'm like very proud of that in a way. Nothing against streaming, because I truly do think streaming has its place, but I had the dude who produced our record. He's not a vinyl guy, but I've had him over and like turned him onto it and like what it sounds like, and he's completely blown away by like the sound differences. So we'll put on like we'll put on like the same song on like Spotify, on Apple, then we'll play it on Apple Music, then we'll play it on Tidal, then we'll play the CD, and then we'll play the vinyl. They all sound different. Every single one sounds different. And it's fucking wild. It really is.
Do you find yourself like as a musician and a pretty accomplished musician? You went to Berkeley, you've put out albums and EPs and stuff. Like, do you find yourself like, I know everybody enjoys music differently, but do you find yourself almost being like too critical that you hear too much? Because I talk to a lot of musicians, like professional that I'm friends with, and they're like, I don't even listen to music when I'm not working. I find that weird, but like you obviously are a little bit different.
That's why I love records, man. I feel like I went through that from like, I would say probably 2010 through 2017. I wasn't buying any music. I was like rarely listening to music, especially new music, and to my own fault. But like records turned that around for me, and I get what you're saying. But like now, I'm going back, and as cheesy as it is, I'm going back to listening to all those dad rock titles that I heard 10 million times, but not all of them. But like some of them, I'm revisiting and really enjoying the fuck out of it. Or like maybe not anymore, but like when I first got into vinyl back in, like it is like hearing it for the first time, and it is like, when you as cheesy as it is, when you put on, I have I don't even have a UK, but I have like a first US pressing of Dark Side of the Moon. I've listened to Dark Side of the Moon 10 million times. And when you listen to a good pressing of Dark Side of the Moon, it's literally like you hear it for the first time. Obviously not now, but I'm saying like the first time you hear a good pressing on vinyl, for me, it was fucking, I was like, holy fuck. Like I have heard this 10 million times, but I never heard it like this. Like, I don't know. That's just me, but whatever. I don't know.
No, you bring up an interesting point. Me and Wolfman were talking about Radiohead in great detail a couple of weeks ago. And after our conversation, like I put on music for the night or whatever, and I have every single Radiohead album on wax, but I streamed them because that's the way I think they sound the best. I don't think they sound great on record. Yeah, CD, or because that's how I grew up with them. I grew up with them on CD. You know what I mean? Or I grew up like, not even grew up, like when their later stuff came out. There you go. Like I was like, oh, let me stream this. I didn't run out and buy the record right away. So it's like it's a different take on what you're saying. Like you're rediscovering stuff that is like a whole new listening experience that's like implanted in your brain. And I'm going back and saying like, oh, I'm going back to the way I used to listen to it, how I enjoy them, how they were exposed to me. So that's another way like the listening habits kind of shape your mind a little bit, which I find interesting. And I think Jason's just going through this again. Like, I'm not sure the Garbage album really sounds better on CD, Jason. I think that's how you remember it. Perhaps.
I'm only happy when it rains.
Yeah. Like the Weezer Blue album. CD sounds best because that's how we grew up on it.
Yeah.
Wait, was that a Jesus and the Mary Chain reference?
No.
You remember that song, Happy When It Rains? Nah, fuck it.
I was able to listen to Garbage. So
by the way, the best version you can get of In Rainbows.
Here it comes.
Wait, when are you going to hear me talk about Radiohead in general? But the best version you can get of Radiohead's In Rainbow is the CD, because it came sometimes with a bonus track, a CD that had amazing songs. All those songs were amazing. And there is a vinyl version of it, but it costs a small house in Wyoming, so you probably don't want to buy that shit. Small house next to a Wyoming Dave's house.
But like I have like to that point though, I do have to say, and I think maybe this is where Jose, it's a little different than what you say, because I think you've probably been doing it longer than I have, right? So like I can't listen to a shitty record. I cannot listen to a
But
shitty sounding record.
what is a shitty record?
No, not like music wise. Like I
No,
couldn't
but
put
that's
on.
not, that's what I talk. That's what I mean. It's like,
Yeah.
So you don't like lo-fi recorded records?
No, lo-fi is different. Lo-fi is different to me.
But that could be like
No. I mean, okay. So here's what I mean. I'm just using this as an example because it's just an example that everybody would know. So let's say it is Dark Side of the Moon for an example, right? Like I'm just using that as a very generic example. I can't listen to like that 50th anniversary that came out didn't even compare to the original that I had. Like it was not as good. And so I can't listen to that. But I know someone else could. I'm just telling you for me. I'm using that as like a generic example because that's what came to mind. But like, yeah.
I think yes. But also it's like, it's like some people listen to it on Spotify and they don't mind.
Right. 100%. 100%.
It's like the devil. It's like the devil you don't know. It's like if, and this kind of goes back to like okay, so all of us here, whether you love the Beatles or not, we all grew up on the late 80s, 90s UK reissues that came out on CD. We all grew up on those.
No,
that's what I grew up on.
Yes, we or maybe not you did. That's what we heard, right? And we didn't know. I didn't know what stereo versus mono was when I was 13. Like I didn't give a shit.
I was 100%.
So it's like I would have been fine with those forever and lived with those forever had I not been exposed. So I guess what I'm saying is, all right, not you, Mazzy. You're
Mazzy grew up with the master tapes. Fuck.
So actually, you're probably older than my parents, Maz. No disrespect, but like if some like 16-year-old kid buys that 50th anniversary Dark Side, they might think it sounds amazing, and they don't have to. They don't have to go down that rabbit hole of, and maybe they will one day, but they're going to be like, oh, this is awesome,
I think it's just, my point is, I wish I had a better example that came to mind. I'm looking around my room right now and I'm seeing if something comes to mind, and I don't see anything that comes to mind.
I'll give you a different twist. I'll give you a different twist.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a clean reissue than a VG original.
Yeah, that's fair. So all right. So I guess what I'll tell you is one that I think you and I talked about a little bit, Chris, was like Tiny Music, right?
Yes.
I know you preferred that anniversary edition.
Wait, is Massey saying he was a pedophile in 75? What is this shit?
I know my mom was 15. Damn, Maz.
Damn, Massey, you burned yourself. You fucking pedo.
So I think I'll use that as an example. Just I don't know because I looked around my room and I saw it, but like for example, like I did not like the 30th anniversary box of or sort of deluxe edition of Tiny Music, and I do think the vocals sound better than the Mobile Fidelity one, but for me that's like where it stopped. I preferred everything else than the vocals on Tiny Music.
You're talking about the box set, right?
It's like the deluxe set. It had CDs in it.
Yeah, but that's a different beast. You're not supposed
100%. But I can't afford. I wasn't about to afford an original, right? That is like a few $300-400.
No,
so I'm just talking about like I'm just using it as a general example because it came to mind because it was in my vision. But what I'm saying is that like I'm 100% selling the other one because that's the best one I can have right now, and I cannot listen to a record that doesn't sound good to me. It's like not worth it. Like I'm investing my time and the sound. If it's flat, if it's lifeless, I cannot do it. It's just like a weird thing. I cannot do it.
But
if there was no good version of that pressing and that was the only pressing, would you not have the pressing? If it was flat and lifeless, or because you have the point of comparison, it's the only way you can determine that.
If it was like a cool original that I found for cheap or something, I'd probably keep it. But if it didn't have any like, I don't know, natural value to me, I would move on from it pretty easily. And I've done that. I know that I'm weird like that. Like because I get what you're saying, Jose. It's just for me, like the vinyl is like a commitment that I want to make as much for the sound being different than another version of the song or the record.
By the way, my mom is also from 1975, Chris. Just to.
Oh no, my mom is not from 75, but
Oh,
my mom's
alright.
a little bit older than your mom. Your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother.
You know,
So-
here's the thing. Look, I grew up with CDs and MP3s. You know, I'm from the generation that Lars Ulrich was like beating the fuck out of anybody. There are people in jail still that are still fucked because Lars was like, fuck these Napster motherfuckers. You know, there's people that still owe money to the U.S. government because Lars was like, everybody wanted his fucking shitty drummings on MP3. But anyways, so to me, and because I grew up in a different region of the world, you know, still America, the continent, but I feel weird because in general, I was happy to own a CD, you know, and because back then, everything that was recorded digitally and presented to you on CD sounded great.
Yeah,
Better than radio.
I agree.
Better than TV commercials, blah blah blah.
Mazzy's owning all of us right now.
Yeah, Mazzy's very hot and heavy right now.
I told you not to make peace with him, Jason. You fucking.
He stays at the whole. You know, when in Chance the show, he's only there for like 15 minutes. He's the whole show here. You know, that says something.
I love it.
Anyways, I think just in general, like
Not the part about him dating my mother, but I love that he's here.
yeah, he's probably gonna say he did. You know, in 5 minutes from now. But in general, I think that there's a lot of records that never came out or were limited released on vinyl in the 90s. You know? So there's a big percentage of records in the 90s that didn't sound good or that never existed. And I'm fine with owning one on vinyl because even if it doesn't sound better than the CD or how I remember it,
right,
that's the format that I normally
that makes sense.
Music, you know,
right? No, that makes sense.
But and again, you know, I have stuff here like this is a Capture Tracks record. It comes with a sticker that somebody bought off Office Depot from like it's hello, my name is right. That's the track list, and it costs
Slim Shady.
$13.
Say that.
It cost me $13, right? So it's a lo-fi record.
Yeah,
probably screen printed cover. I don't mind that. You know, it's a great thing to own it in general. You know?
I think lo-fi is different than I don't know. Like lo-fi, I'm like totally good with. When I don't know, am I saying? I guess maybe you guys can help me, Jason or Chris or Alex, whoever, Jill. Like, I don't care if it's lo-fi. Sometimes it just sounds like shit.
You want the best sounding version, or if you hear an alternative version, like if you buy a record, you don't know it sounds like shit till you hear another version of it.
But the only record that I've ever put on, listened to 2 songs, and decided I'm gonna sell this tomorrow because it sounds like dog shit. It's Tenacious D's first record.
That's amazing.
My God, it sounded. It's like an MP3 downloaded 5 times from a YouTube to MP3 format. Sounds better than that. That's
so to tell you the truth, I've bought records, none that I can immediately recall. I would have prepared myself for this, but like I 100% can say that I have bought records in the last, I don't know, 6 years that I have put on once, don't own another physical copy of, listen to maybe like 3 songs and be like, this sounds like shit. I can't even get through this record. Taking it off the turntable and immediately sold it for $10 less what I bought it for. I 100% have done that multiple times, and I do that still regularly. I actually kind of feel that way about the Sturgill Simpson record, like just putting that out there. But yeah.
Anybody? This is a good sounding record for $1. If anybody sees it,
Is it Incredible String Band?
No, it's the Mighty Lemon Drop.
Oh,
you know this?
No, I don't know it.
It was $3 when I bought it, so they got ripped off. But if you see it for $1, You know, nobody's 80s sounding. If no, how the fuck is nobody? Yeah, Inside Out. There you go. Yeah, first song in the record, Inside Out. There you go. I bought it for $3. At Antoine's.
Hey, Jason, you know any late night nacho places?
Joel,
Yeah, your kitchen.
Joel,
Yes.
what is it? You live in Austin, Texas. There's a Chili's like 10 minutes away from any house.
What is going on?
And
How
Chili's
dare
has
you.
the best nachos.
They do have the best nachos, Jose, but guess what? They took them off the menu. I was there
No,
about a
they
month
didn't.
ago.
Yeah, fuck
Because
that.
every nacho is individually like
yeah,
constructed.
with
It was
one
incredible.
jalapeno in
Yes,
it.
yes, not anymore.
Man,
I
what the
lost my
fuck?
mind. I go to Chili's like once a year, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, me too.
No.
Now we can't go.
Wait, are you saying Chili's or Chewy's?
Chili's?
No, Chewy's makes granola bars.
Chewy's.
No.
Chew them nutsacks, right?
Chewy's is Tex-Mex. Chili's is just like a regular chain.
I thought
You remember
Chevy's was
Chewy's?
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, it's from the Quaker guy. The guy looks like this.
Oh my gosh.
Def Leppard, Chili's, nachos.
Chewy's.
See, Carbon knows what's up.
The dude that was in that 80s movie, when they were in
Chewy.
the nursing home and they keep living, they like go back in time. What's that movie?
Joel, do you know what Chewy?
Hot tub time machine.
I wish it wasn't Hot Tub Time Machine. That's the answer to
Tub
every
Time
question. I
Machine
feel
too?
like though.
What are you
No,
talking
the guy who's the Quaker Oats guy, who's the old with he's got the glasses. He's looked like he's 90 since for the last 50 years.
Burns.
Whatever, it's fine. You don't have to go
The
down
guy
that
from-
rabbit hole.
What is it? Oh
He's-
God,
he-
the guy from Oh God.
No, you guys. Once I say it, you're gonna know exactly what it is, and I just can't remember the name of the movie. He's literally looked like he's 90 for the last 50 years, and he was in the movie in the
Barbara
80s
Streisand.
where they
about?
were.
Back to the Future.
No,
Cocoon.
dude, but it's like right around that time. It's fine. We
Cocoon.
don't have to do this. Cocoon. Fucking
Yeah.
A.
That was
All right.
Wolfman from Long Distance.
Oh,
Joel,
you talking about
looks like
Wilford Brimley?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joel, do you know what Chewy means?
He's. Yeah.
Joel, do you know what Chewy means? What is this shit?
Do I know what Chewy means?
Yeah, it's a
Wilford
nickname.
Brimley knows about.
It's a
OG
nickname. You know
pressings.
what's their actual name?
No, it's a Tex-Mex restaurant here in town.
Oh yeah, but the fucking name Chewy, it's a nickname. It's not a name. It's a nickname.
Okay.
It's Jesus. That's what they
Okay.
call Jesus here. Chewy.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really hungry.
Here's some. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I like Tex-Mex, but the Texas tacos doesn't do it for me.
Best taco is Taco Bell.
There
Chicken.
it is.
The best taco in the U.S. I've ever had was a lady out of her house in upstate New York.
That's it. Let's just stop the sentence there.
The fucking canned beans, chicken.
No.
That it's not a thing in Mexico. You can't get chicken tacos anywhere. That's not a thing. It's horrible. Nobody eats that shit. But it was chicken tacos of someone's house that she probably sells them now from like Facebook Market. So shout out to a Facebook Market tacos in upstate New York.
How far upstate? Like Woodstock?
No, around my my aunt's in Austining. So
That's not upstate, but that's close to me. So send me the address.
Oh, no.
if it's not Buffalo, New York, that shit ain't right.
That's not upstate. Austin is like
If it's not in
25
Canada,
minutes
it's
from
not
the city.
upstate.
Austin's like 25 minutes from the city, maybe 30.
No, it's like 45. It's like 45 with
I mean,
traffic.
to Manhattan,
A lot of
Manhattan,
people
yeah,
put
but
anything outside
not to
the
the
city.
Bronx.
It's like 2 hours away from Rhode Island. So
No, Rhode Island's like 4 hours, five hours
yeah,
from
fucking
here.
hell, you know, that's what I'm saying. But
That's the thing too. Is like you to get to New York City, you have to get to the Bronx, not Manhattan.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Austin's like a half hour away.
Well, but there are people in Manhattan never been outside of the 5 boroughs. So
Yeah, Cityots. Call them Cityots.
By the way, there's a slight chance that every time it's a slight chance, but now it's a slight actual chance that I'm gonna go to New York because my sister my wife's wants to go visit her sisters in Canada, and I'd rather go to New York, so I might just take a bus and
Let's go. I'll pick you up.
in Canada.
No, at the Greyhound station or Penn
Oh, yeah,
Station
of
or
course.
whatever.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I mean,
Yeah, hell yeah.
if I'm coming from the north, I don't know if there's like a Greyhound directly to like my aunt's like in Austin or something.
No, but you could get pretty
Sing
close.
Sing. I'm gonna go like bust
Yeah.
open Sing Sing. Like, hey, motherfucker.
Billy Joel told us there's a Greyhound in that area. I'm sure he wouldn't lie to us.
Facts.
By the way, I was in Austin when they were shooting. What's that Paul Rudd movie that was shot there? Like he has like 3 sisters. I don't remember the name of the movie. My Idiot Brother, is that a movie? I don't know if that's a movie.
Paul Rudd like lives around the Hudson Valley.
Mm.
I think he has like a candy store or something he owns upstate. Something weird.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up.
Oh.
I think it's Paul Rudd.
There's Weeman has a taco stand in LA.
I could see that.
You can see that. Right? It's a hut, taco hut. I don't know.
I guess we established that it's worth doing this because we're on 2.5 hours and people are still in the chat.
We're gonna end this.
Wait, somebody just sent a tacocabana.com menu for Joel in the chat.
No.
That's so depressing. But Jason, I hope you don't regret having me here.
No.
Jose, just do me a favor. Play defense against Stunty.
What?
If Stunty has any opinions after the show, just play defense so Jason can go to sleep.
By the way, one of the I found this on cassette. You know what this
I
is?
thought that was a Pokemon card.
It looks like it, right? You know what this is? This is not on Discogs, by the way. Well, I mean the cassette version is not on Discogs.
Mazzy, you tell me what's better, flour or corn, Mazzy?
By the way, flour tortillas are only in the northern part of Mexico. 90% of the country only eats, well, not 90, 80% or 70% only eats corn. It's here in the northern part that people buy that. And hard shell tacos can go fuck themselves. That's not a real thing. And Caesar salad was invented in Tijuana, so everyone here can go eat shit. It's
All right. On that note, there's no Wolfman tonight, but check out Alex Beer and Vinyl. Just put out a couple of new videos. Adam's always showing what he's picked up recently. Check him out.
Rest in peace, Dom.
Dom has a new video out. Jason has not had done a shootout video in 3 months. We're looking forward to one. But this is a fun one tonight, Jason.
So let's go around the panel. Jose, John Bong, is it worth collecting records in 2026? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Alex.
No.
Damn.
Cold.
Skinny puppy rules.
Wrong answer.
They don't. Scratch
Adam.
that from the record, please.
Adam, what do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Groove Seeker.
I'm going to say no as I check the tracking on a 12-pound box that Joel just shipped me.
Oh,
He hasn't got there yet.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
It was literally the heaviest fucking box I've ever mailed, man.
With no box sets yet.
But by the way, just quickly,
Quickly, really?
Quickly.
really quick, I just want to say quickly.
Show that Charizard rookie.
Yeah. you know what? I actually, you'll find this funny. But last time I went to Austin, I did took my some what is it? Rodriguez, the New York pitcher. What is it? Alex Rodriguez rookie cards, and everybody laughed at me. The Chance laughed at me because I had some rookie cards that I wanted to trade at a store, and I never went to the store, and they all got beat up and bent. So I don't know, they are not worth anything anymore. No, quickly, I want to say that as someone that hates the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I know. I really like the documentary that's out on Netflix, so I would actually suggest it. So that's all.
What documentary are you talking about? Please
Look,
tell us.
Joel, shut the fuck up and go eat some tacos. And look
I'm
at that.
assuming it's the Red Hot Chili
Oh,
Peppers.
this is no.
Jason,
look-
is it worth collecting records in 2026?
No, because this Bird CD was $3. End of story.
Dude.
You're gonna try to
Wait.
find the vinyl of this? Like over 10, over 15.
Jason,
Wow.
did you know that Mazzy started the Birds?
I'm
We
trading
also
that
need-
record in one of my purges right now. Actually, it's funny you bring that
The
up.
topic
What?
next week is going to be
I know.
why does Jason keep going to Innoveneer and not telling me, and then giving me shit when I go and not tell him after.
Can't
by
read
the
Joel's
way-
mind.
By the way, in a week and a half, Innoveneer, Aurora Central Records stock. Boom. So yes, but buy it from Joel as well. All right. So everyone.
All right, I want to thank Alex Beer and Vinyl, Adam the Freight, Jose John Bong, Joel Static ATX, and the Group Seeker, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see
We
you
have to
next
keep
time.
going.
No.
We're not ending this shit.
Oh, what?
We're out.
We
I'm
gotta
going to
go
get
out.
nachos.
Yes.
Wait, I have a Pokemon card for Joel here.
Wait, I want some nachos. Where are we getting nachos
What
from?
is that? No, we're done.